Mr. Ibrahim, what you are doing is quite original and quite new and quite appreciative. However, no matter what you can say, but the African continent is the most corrupt continent today. I speak with knowledge, and that you know. You said that leaders should leave if the Constitution says so many years. But in many constitutions, they don't say how many years, and they stay for life. How do you judge this in your indexes? That's my first question.
Two questions.
Two questions. My second...
Most corrupt and...
Absolutely.
And
so I leave you to the two questions. That's enough. Thank you.
Right. I think I'll take 2 or 3 questions and then answer together because that's more efficient to have. Can I have a second? Yeah, please, you go ahead.
Mr.
I'll take 2 or 3 questions and answer together because it connects. I'm learning. Okay.
You mentioned the...
You enjoy your dessert, I'll run it. Don't worry, Terry. Okay. Go ahead.
Mr. Ibrahim, you mentioned the Lugar bill that any company listed in the US must declare its contracts and be transparent about that. If I'm not mistaken, PetroChina is listed in the US as well. So, and PetroChina basically is running the oil sector in the country where you come from. That would change totally the governance of Sudan. I'd like you to elaborate a little bit on the role of PetroChina in Sudan and other countries.
Okay, thank you. Somebody else?
Well, I'm more comfortable with the French language, but I will talk in English so as you can catch my words, my own words. I mean.
Yeah, sure.
I have an announcement and a comment. First, an announcement. Morocco is going to host. You know that there is a United Nations Convention on Fighting Corruption, and many countries are part of this convention. More or less 130, 140, and they all will be there in Marrakesh in the year 2011, 1 year from now. And we will be discussing ways and means to implement this convention. And I want you to be a partner of this event. Partner from the civil society, your foundation. This is the first announcement. Second, about fighting corruption in Africa. You know that there is something you didn't address in your speech. It's the issue of protecting victims, witnesses, and informers, experts, etc. This is a key issue because anyone tries to fight corruption in Africa ends up in jail or killed or etc. And as long as we don't provide protection to these persons, we cannot fight corruption in our countries. Thank you.
Agree. Thank you. Now let me answer the first quickly connection. Concerning the question from Professor Nadia. Nadia, corruption is a zero-sum game. It's a zero-sum game. Nobody corrupts himself. Okay? If I'm a corrupt leader, there is actually at least one, usually more, corrupt business people somewhere or governments somewhere else. Yes? Otherwise, there's no crime. There's no corruption. Okay? So what does it mean? We say Africa is very corrupt. Where are those partners? Europeans, Americans, so they are equally corrupt. So I reject your statement. We are all corrupt together, unfortunately. And that is a scourge, something we really need to find. Let me tell you something else. There is a myth about doing business in Africa. When we started to do our mobile operation in Africa, And the first day, we had a board meeting. And I had a very powerful board for our company. We started a very small company. But I had people like Sir Jerry Wendt, who was the founder of Vodafone, one of the biggest mobile companies in the world. I had Sir Alan Raj, who is Deputy Chief Executive of British Telecom, who is the most senior engineer in UK, Royal Society, all that stuff. I had Dr. Salim Salim, who is Secretary General of the African Union for 12 years. I had a lot of senior people. And the first board meeting, we said we will not pay a single dollar on corruption. None. So I asked the question, how are we going to execute that? Any company in the world make a statement like that. We will not pay a single dollar in corruption. And then they go and pay. Because they have not put in place the policies and procedures which stop corruption. If you speak to the board of Siemens, oh, we don't pay corruption. We fight corruption. But what Siemens has been doing, and say everybody knows what Siemens have been doing. Yeah? What we have done, which was different, the board said the only way to stop, to help your people, is you have to support your chief executives in country. Those are the people who come under pressure. Not you over here in the headquarters. So how to support your people on the ground? We said any payment over $30,000, any check $30,000 and above, the whole board must sign. Simple device. And the board said, we are so committed, we are happy. Saturday, Sunday, Christmas Day, any day. Here is our numbers. This is my home number, my phone number in my boat, my private plane number, my mistress number, whatever number you want, here is it. And you contact us if you need any. That's the kind of support we had from a wonderful board. And that's what to stop, because nobody dare ask us for a bribe. It's finished. So we managed to build 15 operations in 15 countries. We were the largest taxpayers in 10 countries in Africa without paying a dollar in bribe. It worked. It can be done. So that's what we need really to do running our business. So that is the question on corruption. The question on Chinese companies. The law in America will apply to all listed companies in US. And I don't believe, actually, I am not one of the people who demonize China, think China is an evil or, I don't think so. You know, Chinese, maybe I love Chinese food. I have many Chinese friends. I did business in Hong Kong some time ago. Anyway, so Africans have no problem with Chinese or anybody else. Because also China was not involved in slavery, not involved in colonialism. So we don't have bad history with China. And they are welcome to come and do anything, you know. But we also expect China, and like I asked the Vice Minister yesterday, to really enforce similar laws on the Chinese companies. Transparency. And it's not good to say it's a private company. This is a government-controlled company or even private company. The country has laws. They have to respect it. And one of that, we need transparency. That is the way to stop anybody running around. So we have the spotlight in everyone. We're not asking the Chinese anything other than we ask the European or the... Actually, I love the Americans. They have done it. Somebody said the other day, they trust the Americans. They will always do the right thing after they try everything else. So